Because God gave it to me. And no man can take it away. But at any point in time, I can give it up. The scriptures say, in the 22nd verse, therefore, because the king's command was urgent and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire killed those men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You can't be destroyed when you're doing the work of God. When you get to a place, or when we get to a place, where we understand that it is all about God, yes. And if I have to lose something to keep Him, then I'm going to do it. Amen. Because you can't destroy me. You can't destroy me. That's right. Even Christ understood they can do what they want to with my flesh, but they can never destroy me. Because this flesh is not me, but the Spirit is me. My identity is in God, and God is a spirit. And they that worship Him in spirit and in truth. Yes. And the truth of the matter is, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. I don't react to things the way the world reacts to them. I don't hate on things the way the world hates on things. But when my brother and sister persecute me, I shall love them regardless of how hard it is. When the world speaks evil against me, I shall love them regardless of how hard it is. Because it's their soul that needs to be saved. Yeah. I am responsible. And when you say I am responsible, you're making a commitment. Christ made a commitment to God. Yes. Christ made a commitment to God that He was going to do the will of the Father. And He would come down here in flesh. And He would be a representation for God on the earth. And Christ didn't even know that the things that He experienced while here, that He would experience. You don't know what you're talking about, preacher. Yes, I do. Because the scriptures say the night before He carried the cross, that Him and His brothers were in the woods. And I call them His brothers because they were His spiritual brothers. They were in the woods and He left them to pray. And He went to God and He said, God, if it be Thy will, let this cup pass from me. Now, if I know something is going to happen, then I'm already prepared to deal with it. When the light bill comes and they give you that cutoff date, you know you better pay them bills or the light's going to be cut off. But if you never knew when the light bill was due and they were going to cut them off, and you weren't prepared to pay, then you would be just like Christ. Lord, somebody give me some money. Hello? When people go to the doctor, they're going to get a checkup. And many of them come out, they find out I got a lump in my chest, I got cancer here, I got a cyst here, I got to have surgery. They didn't expect those things to happen, but they did. And now they have to deal with those things. Many things are coming and you're not expecting them to come, but God already knows. But if you put your faith and your trust in Him, He will provide. The Spirit of the Lord said, I will always provide a way of escape for you.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
And the scriptures say that these men were bound in chains in their clothing. And the men opened the furnace to throw them in. And the fire burnt them and never touched Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. When you challenge God, some of us don't like to do that. Some of us was even raised that that's wrong. You don't challenge God. But God said that He can do all things. And if I never challenge Him, then I never know His ability to do. Many of us are in some situation because we refuse to challenge God. Huh? We refuse, but they challenged God. They said, my God is able to deliver us from this furnace because we stand on him. And what you do is not in the will of God. That's why we wouldn't eat up your food and we wouldn't drink up your wine. Because what you think you're doing, that's only limited power. But what I'm doing, that's priceless and unlimited. There's no cutoff time to that power. If you remain patient and don't lose heart and stay in the fight with your brothers and sisters, God is going to promote all who are with you.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Look at 61, Isaiah. Isaiah, the 61st verse. I'm going to sit down. Isaiah, the 61st verse. And starting at the 6th verse. 61st chapter, I'm sorry. Isaiah, the 61st chapter, starting at the 6th verse. But you shall be named the priest of the Lord, that shall call you the servants of our God. You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory you shall boast. Instead of your shame, instead of your persecution, instead of the feelings that are normally attached to someone who's been done wrong, he says you shall receive double honor. And instead of confusion, they shall rejoice in their portion. See this? Therefore, in their land they shall possess double. Everlasting joy shall be theirs. What are you saying? If you learn to operate in your ability and don't worry about the things that you can't do, don't worry about those, because there's someone who can do that. But allow that person to come and allow them to do that. We as human beings, many times our pride won't allow people to help us do a thing. But you need to understand God didn't give you the ability to do everything. He said, but I gave you the access to everything to be done.
Hallelujah.
And he said, when you understand this concept, for your shame you shall have double honor. And those that are around you shall be able to rejoice in their portion. Because I can appreciate having what I have when I know my brothers and sisters have what they're supposed to have. When we commit to God, we commit to people. And we don't commit to people that we of our choosing. We commit to the people that God has chosen for us. These 4 men had no desire to go over to King Nebuchadnezzar and do a thing. But he had desire. But in the end, King Nebuchadnezzar was the one that learned about the power of God. And instead of him making folks serve his image, he said in the latter part that anybody that speaks against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's God, you shall be punished. When you go through that hard trial and you come out, you not only will be promoted, but some folks will be delivered. My going through is attached to folks' deliverance. Somebody has low self-esteem in this very house. But there's someone dealing with low self-esteem and you don't even want to talk about how you're going through that process. But because the church don't want to talk about the things in which we're going through, people can't be healed and delivered because we don't know nobody else going through it. So yet we think someone that I'm the only one going through it. How am I supposed to be healed from the alcoholism? Being a drunk, because the Lord says now, be sober in all things. Now, how am I supposed to be delivered from a drunk if I never hear a drunk testify about being delivered from being a drunk?
That's right.
How am I supposed to be delivered from money addiction? Oh, because someone's got money addiction. Let's talk about it. Money addiction. If I never know nobody testify about being delivered from money addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Lying.
Jesus.
We got a deliverer of stroke. She talks about it all.